Welcome to Africa on Trial, and in today's program the question is, do you know who sponsors the politicians in your country? Why the question? The question comes because if you and I are not aware of the people that, let me take you back a little bit for us to understand the question and for us to know the reason why we have to know, because maybe you might say, I don't care, it's none of my business, as long as I go and vote, that's fine with me, I've done my part. No, our part is not only to vote. The duty in our hands, it's more than just casting of the vote. Now I just want to take you back to say, as a politicians, for them to sell their ideas, they have to have a proper budget that they have to use to run the campaign to the time that they get into the position of power. Now we have independent politicians and we have others that have been sponsored, and in today's program we're talking and we're looking at the ones that get funded. Do we know who funds them? Because if we know who funds them, then we'll be able to know as well as there is someone behind them who is more powerful than them. That means that person, when they get into power, he's gonna need something out of the whole process of voting. Now, what does it mean? It means that the man that we're voting for won't have much to say in the daily occurrence of his office or his time in the office, but someone else will be calling the shots. You might know that, no, I'm voting for Mrs. or Miss or Mr. So-so, but there is someone behind them, and that someone is the one who's gonna call the shots. Food for thought. Now we need to know who are these people. If they are maybe Africans, we might say maybe they do have our concerns at heart. But if it's the colonial masters, the ones who have never cared about Africa before, because to them everything that they do for Africa, it's business. They've never done anything for us for free. No one should lie to you and tell you that these are donations. They're giving us those donations. What they take behind the cameras, it's more than what they donate. It's something that they're giving us. They care because we're poor. No, Africa is not poor. No, these are not our friends. We can have a way of find solutions and ways and strategies to work with them. Africa has a lot of educated people. What are we doing in these circumstances whereby we know that this continent, people who pretend to help, pretend to care for us, they don't care. They do nothing for charity. They have to plan and make sure that it works on their behalf. They don't care about us. Now, if they sponsor someone in power, they know they will be able to control that person. And then later on, we start complaining, no, our leaders are doing this, our leaders are doing that. Yes, they have to, because they did not have their own money in the first place. They did not sponsor themselves to be where they are. Africa on Trial is the program. Questions that we need to answer, and we need to understand our positions as Africans. You're with me, Gamma Coffee, always, and will be your friend for a proper conversations as Africans. We're opening the lines soon, and we asking you everywhere you are to follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook and all social network media platforms. African that we're trying to build is not gonna be there if we fold our hands and say there's nothing we can do. One thing that I want to tell you is, why are we so afraid? Are you tired of being where you are as Africans? Yet we know the truth of the matter is Africa is the richest continent. The richest country in the world, it's in Africa. That's Congo. Africa is the richest continent in the world. What does it make us? It makes us to that we are rich. But are we? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. So today in the program, the question is, do you know who fund your political leaders? I'm not saying there is anything wrong with voting for them. I'm saying let's try to find out where are they getting their fundings from. Because where they're getting their funds from, those people are the ones who are gonna call the shots. Do this and don't do that. Do this and stop there. We're gonna tell you what to do. We have some other presence in Africa, good examples. These are real things that we need to look into and realize that whoever sponsors a political leader in your country is the one who's gonna take the shots. The question is, do they care about you? Do they care about me? Do they care about Africa? Is there any agendas behind them sponsoring the person? Of course, yes. Is it for our benefit? Another question. But in today's program, we're looking seriously into these issues, knowing that when you vote, there will be 5 years for you to come again and do the same thing. 5 wasted years in Africa, we should count it as 100 years, a dead time for us, because the development that we're expecting to happen is not going to come. Those are the things that we need to consider. We need to wake up, Africans. We need to realize who we're working with, who we associate with when it comes to politics. Politics is a beautiful thing. It's the pillar of each and every government, each and every nation to develop. There has to be politics. But play it wrong, then things go bad. Work on it perfectly, countries will be perfect. That's why we're saying, Africans, we need to come together. We need to work as a continent, not as countries. Until then, people won't be able to defeat and destroy us. We are family, and until then, we will have problems in Africa. Africa on trial dilutes the issues the way they should be. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Drama Coffee is my name. We have a lot to talk about.